Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. It's another English studies class on the CT1 Mudu College Ibadan, Oyo State e-learning portal. Today we are looking at grammar, more about noun clauses. Grammar, more about noun clauses. The last time we learned grammar, we talked about these same noun clauses. Let's quickly revise what we learned. We learned that a clause is a group of words that contains a subject and a predicate. We also learned that a predicate is the part of a sentence or clause containing a verb and stating something about the subject, telling us more about the subject. We also learned how to identify a noun clause. We said a noun clause is a clause that does the function of a noun, if you remember. And how do we identify this noun clause? Before we can identify, we need to find out what the subject knows. And we learned this by asking a question with the word what. It is unfortunate what? It is unfortunate that it rained. We gave several examples that day. We also learned that we can identify a noun clause when we see clauses that begin with that, what, if, whether, how, where, who, whom, whose, why, however, whatever, etc. We learned several examples like it is obvious that she is absent. That she is absent is a noun clause. What we need is a new duster. What we need is a noun clause. We learned that. So today we are looking at more about noun clauses. By the end of this lesson, we should be able to learn that ing forms of verbs, that is, verbs that end with ing, which we learned that they can also be participles, be used as participles, can also be used as nouns. Ing forms of verbs can be used as nouns in a noun clause. We'll also learn by the end of this lesson that the infinitive form of a verb can also be used as a noun to begin a noun clause. When the ing form of a verb is doing the work of a noun, we say it is gerund. When the ing form of a verb is doing the work of a noun, we say it is gerund. Remember that the ing form of the verb can also do the work of a participle. Look at these sentences on page 161 of your JS2 textbook. Pages 161 and 162. The children enjoy chasing a thief. The children enjoy chasing a thief. Swimming is an enjoyable sport. Swimming is an enjoyable sport. Getting into the hall was very difficult. Getting into the hall was very difficult. Now let's analyze these sentences. The children enjoy chasing a thief. Of course, the children is the subject, the performer of the action. The verb, the predicate is enjoy chasing a thief. So the verb is enjoy. That's the action that was performed. And the object, noun clause, is chasing a thief. Chasing is a verb, but in this case, it is not. It is a verb known as gerund. A thief is the object. So chasing a thief is the noun clause here. So chasing is functioning as a gerund. Chasing a thief is the object of the noun, is the object of the verb enjoy. The children enjoy what? The children enjoy chasing a thief. So chasing a thief is the object of the verb enjoy. So it is a noun clause. So when we see a verb that has ing form of verb, in the beginning of a clause, then we should know that this is another way of identifying a noun clause. It is a noun clause. And the second example, swimming is an enjoyable sport. Swimming is an enjoyable sport. In this sentence, the subject swimming is a form of the verb swim. Swimming, swim, swims, swam, swimming. That's a form of the verb swim. Swimming is the subject. The verb is complement an enjoyable sport. Getting into the hall was very difficult. Getting into the hall was very difficult. The noun clause here is getting into the hall. The noun clause is getting into the hall. Getting into the hall is the noun clause and is the subject. Was is the verb. Very difficult is a complement. Now, these three sentences contain an ing form of a verb. This form of the verb is used in these sentences like a noun. We can see this in the second example, where the subject of the sentence, which must be a noun, is swimming. Swimming is the subject. It's an enjoyable sport. So swimming, ing form of swim, of a verb, is a noun. Chasing and getting are also nouns. Don't forget that they are also verbs. But in this case, the way they are used here, they are used as nouns, gerunds. Chasing is followed by an object, a thief. And getting is followed by an adverb into the all. All these are other ways of identifying a noun clause. So when the ing form of a verb is doing the work of a noun, we say it is a gerund. Another way by which we can identify a noun clause is when it begins with the infinitive form of the verb. Remember, the infinitive form of a verb is the base form of the verb, the main word that action is called. Shout, cry, run. That word that says this is the action, this is what that action is the infinitive, before we now form other forms of verb from it, like swim. Allah. Like swim. Swim is the infinitive form of that action. From swim, we can form swims, swam, swimming, and so forth. So when we see a clause that begins with this infinitive form of the verb, we should know that this is also a noun clause. For example, to get, to play. He wanted to get a reply. He wanted to get a reply. He is the subject. The verb, what's the action? Wanted. What does it? He wanted what? Remember, a noun clause, we always ask the question what? He wanted what? To get a reply. Ganiyu prefers what? Ganiyu prefers what? To play football. So to get a reply, to play football, these two sentences, these two clauses are noun clauses. They are what? Noun clauses. He wanted what? To get a reply. Ganiyu prefers what? He prefers to play football. Ganiyu is the subject. The action he did was prefers. The action he performed is prefers. He is the subject. He performed the action of wanted what? To get a reply. Ganiyu prefers what? To play football. To play football. To get a reply is the object of the verb wanted. To play football, in this case, is the object of the verb prefers. So we can get the noun clause can be the subject of a verb or the object of a verb. To meet the president is his ambition. To meet the president is his ambition. In this sentence, to meet the president is a subject and it's a noun clause. Remember we said to with infinitive. If it begins a clause, then that clause is a noun clause. To meet the president. This is a noun clause and it's the subject of the verb is. What is his ambition? What is his ambition? To meet the president is his ambition. To meet the president is his ambition. Note that the infinitive of the subject noun clause still takes an object like a transitive verb. Yes. So you have learned that the gerund form of the verb can also take an object or it can be modified by an adverb. In the case, getting into the hall. Getting is a verb gerund. Into the hall is being modified by an adverb into the hall. Swimming, that's the gerund. And it can take an object, is an enjoyable sport. To meet the president. To meet the president is subject of the verb is. Is ambition. This sentence can also be said in the other way around, like the object. It can be the object position and can be the subject position. To meet the president is his ambition. His ambition is to meet the president. Can have a B sentence for the A sentence. The subject and the complement changes place, just as they do with noun clauses beginning with words. This brings us to the end of the lesson. Your assignment will be uploaded on the CTY Model College e-learning portal. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah wa barakatuh.